Good afternoon. Today is Monday, March 16th, 2026, and the time is 12 p.m. And before we call this meeting to order, I need to officially go out of executive session, which we were in for our work session. So I don't need to make a motion or anything, but we are just officially out of executive session.
Yep.
And I will now call this meeting to order. Will you take the roll, please, Kara?
Mrs. DeStefani?
Here.
Mr. Kramer?
Here.
And Ms. Peterbaugh?
Here.
Okay, and we'd like to start with Pastor Paul coming up for the prayer, please.
Paul, if you'll push the button on the mic there.
Well, thank you very much. Shall we just stand and honor the Lord? Dear Heavenly Father, your word declares that you have established every governing authority. We thank you for this divine appointment this day, and may your will be done. You have said that whenever 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am in the midst of them, and you are in the midst of us even now as we call upon your name. As this distinguished board deliberates, may they sense your guiding hand upon them, bestowing wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and discernment. In faithfully serving this community, this board is serving you as well as your instruments. Thank you for each member of this Board of Trustees and for all our government officials of Sugar Creek Township who serve so faithfully and sacrificially. Bless them and their families with divine favor, peace, prosperity, protection, and health. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And before we say the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd actually like to observe a moment of silence for the military members that have passed away in Operation Epic Fury. And just a reminder that it is not a political statement one way or the other, that these members are literally sacrificing their own personal safety in service of our country. So service before self, and I'd like to just recognize them and offer a moment of silence, please. Thank you. And now to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, Pastor Paul, appreciate it. All right, we'll move on to our reports, and we'll start with Barry's administrator report.
Nothing to add.
You sure about that? You don't want to add about the cemetery?
I will add something, actually. Kara just reminded me. Over the weekend, I think on Saturday, the developer, in cooperation with the city of Bellbrook, did relocate remnants from the cemetery on Feedwire Farm. They've reported to us that they did not find any remains at all. No bones, no clothing, no remnants from a casket or a box, no metal objects. They did find, I believe it was a 1963 quarter, was the only item that they found. They did find an additional headstone. They did fill 2 pine boxes with soil or dirt from that site. They hit groundwater at about 3 feet. And my understanding from the developer is the gentleman they had contracted with, who was a funeral director that does this work, told them that during that time period, bodies were not buried 6 feet deep. That was a later requirement because of the concrete vaults. They would have been buried somewhere between 2 and 4 feet. They did go down almost 6 feet and searched the entire area. They found some boulders under there, some rocks, but no remnants of any type. So they took 2 boxes of soil and relocated that to the Pioneer Cemetery in the city of Bellbrook and moved both the headstones over there also. So that work is complete. They do have some forms they apparently have to fill out to file with the court to follow up.
And I understand they did it in a very dignified manner. They did it specifically on a Saturday so that the school children wouldn't be there seeing anything,
Correct.
not knowing exactly what we would see, even after doing the ground penetrating sonar to try to figure out what we might see ahead of time. But also that they tented the area and made it very, very professional and nice for
Right.
the situation. All right, and I also understand all of the families are happy with
Yeah, Mark Black, who is a descendant, was there, and I believe he had somebody else with him also, I don't know who it was. And that he was present, and I guess very happy with how things proceeded.
It was David Seifer.
Is that who it was?
Yes,
Okay.
he was related to John Houston.
Okay. Nothing else to report.
Okay.
So are we going to talk about the situation on Feedwire Road Bridge?
The pedestrian bridge?
With our,
Yeah, so we did submit, last week was the filing date for capital projects through the state budget for 2026, and we did submit to Senator Kaler's office and Representative Lampton's office for that construction of that bridge. Kara received an updated quote because it's been several years again since we received the last quote. The last quote was about $960,000, I think. And the price has gone up to 1.5, almost 1.6 million. It did give us a basic, a very brief estimate for a covered bridge would be 2.1 million. So we just submitted for the regular pedestrian bridge at this point. We're hopeful, but it's not likely that we'll receive that funding, but we're hopeful. We did paint a good picture in the application, used some good words, good language to hopefully convince them. Senator Kaler's office reached back to me and asked if there were any other funds that were being used for the project other than these state funds. And initially we said no, and he said, well, is there anything you guys can contribute? We looked at it, looked at the funding status and everything, and I told him we may be able to contribute $100,000 toward it. So maybe that will help. They like to see local buy-in.
Yeah, I get it.
And just a side note, it was a pretty quick turnaround on these capital budget projects. We heard about it, and then the deadline is a week later. Thank you to Choice One, who was able to get us that estimate updated. She was here, I don't think she's here
I think
anymore.
she left.
But they turned that around for us very quickly, so we certainly appreciated that. Absent getting that estimate, we would have applied for a bridge that we wouldn't have had enough funding to build, so it was certainly
It
helpful.
went up 50%.
Almost.
It's gone up 500% from the initial estimate.
Yeah, when it was an ODNR project, our grant was for 362. So it's just continued to become more and more expensive as time has passed.
I have a
Unfortunately.
question. Is this the same area where we received the email wanting to know about the pedestrian walks by Feedwire Farms, or is this a different?
No, this is
different.
Oh.
west of Little Sugar Creek.
Oh.
Before the apartments, to actually cross the Little Sugar Creek
Gotcha.
itself.
the waterfront.
Between Waterford
Yeah,
and Sugar
okay.
Ridge.
Got it.
Is the bridge going to be designed in such a way if we ever wanted to make it a covered bridge, if we were?
It may be able to
Great
be. If we
question.
receive
Okay.
funding, we can certainly talk with the designer about that option.
Gotcha.
Because I think that should be private funds.
We could
That
see
portion
Yeah.
of it, sure.
with that.
I would love to see us do that, but I don't think we should ask our state government to pay for that.
Although Brian Lampton actually kind of liked the idea, just a sense
Oh, yeah?
of place and history. Like, I think he actually liked the idea of replicating a covered bridge that used to be at that location.
Oh, that
before.
would be awesome.
Okay, I understand Stephanie Golf had a training today, so we did not have her come for our work session today. Do you have a time when we're rescheduled with
We don't.
Stephanie? Okay. We'll see if we can make that happen. All right, anything else for Barry?
Nope.
All right, we'll move over to Kara's report for Assistant Administrator and Zoning.
I don't have anything to add. The zoning commission has been working really hard on our zoning resolution update. We hope to complete that project in the next meeting or two. We're also working with the International Dark Sky Association on looking at our lighting section of the zoning ordinance. So I think that what we will bring forward for the trustees' consideration will be a definitely updated resolution that has been gone through by the zoning commission. So thank you for the members in our audience that have done all of that work. It's been a long process. Special thanks to Denise, who has taken it on to add all of the references, and she's done a lot more work than I think any of my other members to help with formatting. So very much appreciate that.
Well, this is the Pete Rummel property?
This case that you're reading
Yes.
about is the Pete Rammel case. That has continued to be tabled. We have a new executive director at RPCC. I'm going to
Okay.
get with him. Hopefully, we can get a date where they'll be able to have that recommendation. It's on hold pending the results of a traffic impact study.
If that was to be resolved, would that resolve the Gebhardt Circle?
Potentially, yes.
That would be big.
Yes. The development plan that we have in front of us does not propose to use Gearhart as an access. So yeah, that would be a moot point if the project were to move forward. Lots of things have to happen before we get there, though.
Okay, okay, but there's a path.
Correct.
Excellent.
So speaking of Tim Dotson and RPCC, he requested that he's trying, as the new director of that department for Greene County, he is asking to come out to all of the jurisdictions in Greene County.
Super.
And initially, I asked if he wanted to just meet with myself and Barry and Kara, and he actually said he'd like to meet with all of the trustees. So we were looking at potentially inviting him to one of our work sessions to come speak. So our next meeting will be April 6th. I can see if he's available on that.
It might be better to do him the second meeting
The
in
second
April,
during
since it's during the day.
And
That might be
I
easier.
threw that out to him as
Yeah.
well.
Tim
so-
Dobson?
okay. Tim Dotson.
Dawson.
Dawson.
Um,
It's the 20th.
I know that Stephanie couldn't make it today.
But I was wondering if
Have we
she was gonna
rescheduled her?
Have not.
We don't have a date yet, so we don't want to have.
But we
both of
are
them.
going to reschedule.
We are going to reschedule her.
Okay.
So we will have both.
I'd be very interested to hear her updates.
Yeah, our zoning commission, all of my members were interested in hearing that, too. They were planning to come, so I think, were disappointed about the cancellation as well.
Let's call it a reschedule.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Maybe we should figure out her date first
I
before we
was thinking
schedule Tim.
that, too.
Yep.
Okay. All righty. And just out of curiosity, so is the Pete Rammel property, is it being delayed because of something, like they're waiting for more pieces
Traffic
to...
impact
They're
study.
waiting for the traffic impact study. It's been
Okay.
completed. They're waiting for it to be reviewed by the engineer's office, I believe, at this point. I inquired last month with Stephanie, and she said it would be a couple more months.
Couple more months, okay.
Yep.
And then it'll go through BZC, and then it'll come to
So they're
us.
at the regional planning step. They're still waiting on that traffic impact study for regional planning to give a recommendation. Once regional planning gives a recommendation, that will enable the zoning commission to give a recommendation, and then once you have both of those recommendations, then it can come to the trustees.
great. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, and our fiscal officer is not here. Do you have a report for Rich?
Do not.
All right, we'll move on to fire department.
Nothing to add other than all, since I submitted this report and the road stats, we've had a busy weekend, so we had 35 incidents to the total.
So the chief came in part of the day yesterday. And they ended up with, I think, 16 calls for service during yesterday's shift, which is incredible.
Was it wind-related or why?
Mostly.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
So,
And we understand the ladder truck's back in for service. Most unfortunate.
Ladder trucks go through it. We've been in contact with Heritage Fire Equipment, which is a division of Sutton Fire Apparatus where we bought it. So we're getting them all of the required information. So hopefully, it's, the pictures were made a little lot worse than what it actually is. We're going over it this morning, looking at it, so.
Okay, so you don't think the frame's bent or anything? Like,
I'm sorry?
You don't think the frame's bent or anything? You think it's,
I believe that.
okay.
I'll go print
That would be good.
I know
I'm
it's,
not sure if it goes over there, but
does it go to Springfield? Is that what,
it may go to Urbana.
Urbana?
The Urbana facility, but they also may want it over in Columbus.
Columbus?
All right, anything else for fire?
Oh.
The medic unit is due to be delivered, we're just finishing up the financing of it.
That's exciting.
All right.
So it's a sad day to read Joanne's resignation.
Yes, it was.
And I will tell you, in the time she's been here, she has been a rock. And when we needed her to step up most, especially when we didn't have a fire chief, when we were between chiefs, she stepped up and did an outstanding job. I'm really, I liked her letter. I thought that was really nice, and I think that just speaks to the quality of person that she is. So, yep, that's going to be a sad day. You planning some sort of, she leaves, what, April 13th?
We're working on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna work through her too, because she's.
Well, yeah, if she's not there.
Still non-weight bearing on the one leg, so.
Oh, she's not there, it loses something.
It's hard to have it going away.
We would certainly like to be invited.
Yes.
And I see that we are now still getting more mutual aid from Bellbrook than we're sending to Bellbrook.
That's all perspective on how you look at it. That just shows how busy we are, and so we're having to solve this because we've been so busy.
Okay. So were you involved in the high school student that was on the bridge on Feedwire
I was
Road?
not at the scene, I was on the phone with Captain Rigby, who managed that scene, and I'll be submitting for an accommodation for him. The way he handled that incident, he did a top-notch job.
Who was that?
Captain Rigby,
Rigsby.
Scott Rigsby.
Okay, super. And our police, were we involved?
Yes.
Do you want to add anything?
I mean, they did a great job. Sergeant Black is probably one of his first critical incident that he handled for us, and both officers did a good job, yeah.
Super. What, it was 675 and Feedwire Road was shut down for 2 hours?
Probably not that long, but we had to close both directions of 675 and Tweedwire.
It was Thursday, yes. But it was a Centerville student that was,
Who talked her off the bridge?
A Centerville officer. Sergeant Black, a Centerville officer, who was a officer in charge. They didn't have a sergeant on duty in OIC. So they were going back and forth. Typically, you don't kind of do that. One individual should be, one officer should be doing all the talking, but it worked out very well that way.
yeah, well, we were glad that was a successful endeavor for us, and everyone's okay.
Could have been a lot worse.
Anything else for fire? All right, over to police.
I have never met.
I saw you had it on your report too, but do you want to talk about the school resource officer? And we've got it, I know, down here also, but I understand we actually saw Mike Horsley at an event also, and they're very happy with this new recommendation too, so.
We've got things worked out with the school district on the SROs.
Good.
Do you have any comments on that too, the school resource officer? Okay, all right, that's a win, though. We're very
I think
happy
it's a
about that.
win-win.
Yeah, I think they're happy too.
All right, we'll move over to roads and services.
I have nothing to add.
I think today and tomorrow are our last snow days.
Why would you say it out
After it was
loud?
almost in the 80s yesterday.
I jinxed
Oh, my
it.
God.
Well, they were.
I know it could snow clear to Easter, so.
So I saw more bricks were installed at the memorial. Are we up to date then? Everything that has been received is in, and we're good. Any update on the lights for the memorial, when that's going to happen?
They're saying 2 weeks, once the lights get back to the manufacturer. And
Okay.
as of last week, the lights weren't not back at the manufacturer yet.
Okay. And then do we have a time frame when the pickleball courts, it's going to get warm eventually.
I
like
think
when
in
is it?
April, they'll start to work again.
April, okay.
What about on the statue, the plaques that are supposed to go around it? Has anybody
A
contacted?
great item. Actually,
I know.
but we need to talk about that, yeah.
Okay, yes, we are still
I know.
trying to make that happen, so.
Reality.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay, we will continue to work that with the designer of the statue. All right, anything else for roads and services? Okay, all right, we'll move over to IT.
Nothing to report.
All right, trustees, Judy?
Sure. I did meet with the parks on March 3rd, and they said they would send out an invite for June 1st, 5:30 at the parks, for schools, City of Bellbrook, Township.
Oh, great, our
And-
joint meeting.
Yeah, the joint meeting. I haven't seen the invite go out, but they said they were going to shoot for June 1st.
What time was that?
5:30. And they were going from the time when they started it, the last time when it was at the City of Bellbrook, that's what time they started. So I guess we just need to wait for that to come out. And then on March 10th, we all attended the Greene County Trustees Association meeting, and Fred kind of took the lead there with the 911 stuff. On the 12th, we were invited to Sugar Valley for Caroline Schinkel. She is actually a local girl that grew up here in Sugar Creek Township, and she's running for the 12th District New York Congress, so it was kind of exciting, just having one of our own and listening to her speak. I think Fred and Carolyn will say she was absolutely amazing. She was very impressive, so that's exciting. And let's see, just going over documents. The vendor documents are ready that Kara put together. Oh, and then I had one more question, and I was wondering if maybe we could revisit it. I know Barry wasn't crazy about it because it was called Tree City and we are a township.
Yes.
But if you read more into it, it is actually a foundation that is an Arbor Day Foundation, and there's villages, towns, cities, townships, and they refer to them as a community. So I'm just asking that maybe we revisit it. I think it would be something neat to try to implement into our township. They provide, different things for us. They take care of trees. We do an Arbor Day observation and make it an event, and they, give trees away and different things. So I understand it might be named Tree City, but it has more meaning to it, and we are a tree township. Sugar maple is what we were founded on, and molasses and, maple sugar and all the rest of it. So I don't know, I just think if we could maybe revisit it and see what it could offer us, I think it might be beneficial.
And I think, wasn't that what we said last time, that we were going to revisit it
Yes.
anyway?
Okay.
I think-
Okay.
I think we move forward. I mean, the city of Bellbrook is now, I think they just got their official "We Are a Tree City" letter. Yeah, I think that we just push forward. If we're okay, just push forward.
Yeah, I just think it has some neat things to, I've tried to read through it and understand it more, so, I mean, we can even refer to it as Arbor Day or, to make it our own, but we are,
Arbor Day in Sugar Creek Township.
yeah.
And I think the city had a city council person that spearheaded that. Isn't that what, what's his name told
Rob?
us?
Jeff?
The city manager.
Rob?
Yeah, that's what he told us. So if you want to be the point person, since you've done some of the background work, we can work together on what we need to do to
Next.
get that submitted. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I don't have a problem with that. All right, and, yep, I think that's all right now. Fred?
Yeah, the Greene County Trustee Association meeting last week was, I thought, extraordinarily beneficial. The good news was, if you were there and you were a township, you were able to express your concerns. And for the first time, some of the people that are on the 911 committee heard those concerns. So it was really beneficial. Probably the coup de grace of the whole thing was, when we went down to figure out what the real problem was, service from the dispatch, this has to do with the dispatch system that's in Xenia, city of Xenia, that we rent from those guys. And there was no issue about performance. The only issue was cost. And when we went through that, Barry came up with an idea of, instead of taxing by population, but tax by parcel. That was the first time it was a new concept, and if that was to happen, and they would be able to potentially reduce your taxes the amount of what this assessment would be, it's a net zero for the taxpayer, yet there'd be money to pay for the dispatch system. So it was very interesting. It's a new concept. Barry Tiffany came up with it, and the next day, the 911 meeting, we had to vote if we were going to accept the current distribution of cost, and I made the motion to defer it, and I was waiting to see who would second it, and I was very surprised to see Sheriff Anger was the guy that jumped up and said, what we learned last night about doing this differently is exciting, and I want to look forward to it. So Brent, the city manager of Xenia, then proposed that we have the prosecuting attorney look into that to see if there's any legality issue. And I talked to Brandon this morning, and Brandon says he's waiting to hear back from the prosecuting office before he starts putting the numbers together. But so far, Dick Gould, Commissioner Dick Gould, told me that he would support it, and Sarah Mays looked very positive about it. And I've not talked to Commissioner Kugler, but that was a huge meeting, and as Scott Anger said, for the first time I heard from the entire Greene County trustees what the real feelings and what the real issues were, and it really came down to one issue, and that was the cost. Next meeting at the Greene County Trustees Association is State Representative Dave Thomas, and Dave Thomas was one of the people that championed some of the House bills. I think it was House Bill 186, that is reforming the taxes on real estate taxes for the state of Ohio. So we're hoping to get some ideas from him on how to preserve what we have, but we got to make sure there have been some corrections. So I thought that was a really, I think we got a really good meeting coming up. The 911 meeting, to defer the vote was unanimous, which was surprising, so I was glad to hear it. County water situation, we are still getting letters in every day.
Yep.
We are approaching our 60%.
I think we're close. I will have a tally for you this afternoon.
When we get the tally, then I'll probably go to the trustees and see if I can get help to push it over the line. But I think it's getting really close, and I'm getting pretty excited about it. That's all I have. Oh, Wayne Davis, and I'm sure you saw this, Wayne Davis, the city manager of Centerville, is retiring in September. Wayne is a friend of Sugar Creek Township and has worked diligently with us on the 675 project, and was here and turned a shovel in our Memorial Park when we planted the Centerville tree there. So he will be greatly missed. That's all I have.
All right. Several things. Denise, I know we still owe you a letter, so we are working on that, and I apologize that we just had a few flyers we were putting out, so it just hasn't happened yet. So we got you on the list. That will happen. I am on the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission Executive Committee, so I'm officially on board and also a member of the Executive Committee, so I was voted in for that at the last meeting. And a reminder that they are having their annual dinner coming up. If you haven't RSVP'd for that yet, we do need to get those in, and I believe Sarah was collecting all of the information. A reminder, this Wednesday is the Eagle Rise Homeowners Association
Ooh, thank you.
meeting at 6:30 PM in 7? Oh, okay. I was planning to be there early. Okay, 7 PM, okay.
Well, it said doors open at 6:30, but the meeting starts at 7, so.
That's here?
That's
Yes.
here, yes. So we will see you then. So we'll be there for that. And as far as Wayne Davis, I know he's not leaving until September, but I would like to work on messaging for our Dayton Development Coalition, like what we are going to talk about for the I-675
Yeah.
corridor project.
I talked to Wayne last week. They're trying, we get in DC very early that day. I thought we got in around 8:30, or no, 9:30, 10 o'clock. We get in at 7:30 that day. We leave at 6. So they're trying to arrange meetings with
On Monday?
representatives and
Which I think
senators
is
that
great,
morning.
because we're always competing
early.
with everyone
Yeah,
else.
Monday would be awesome.
Yeah. Something else about that with Wayne. Oh, so there was an article online over the weekend about a bipartisan effort to address housing in the U.S. and keep it at a community level for decision-making. And I think we need to look at what they're discussing and take a position on that, to talk to the representatives also. There's been some attempts in recent years to do away with local control on housing, like our zoning commission and the trustees make determinations on what our community is going to look like. This would remove that ability from us to push for certain types of housing or special interest projects, and take that authority away from us. So I want to investigate that and see what they're talking about, and either go in supporting what they're talking about or not supporting what they're talking about.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's sort of died down a little bit, and I understand that our Greene County Commissioners have no interest, like they don't, the regional planning does not want to take that away.
I think this is
And
more a
part of
federal
it is,
level, which would be even worse.
Okay. There is discussion as far as diversity of a county that we have.
Correct.
We have like Yellow Springs that is very much more liberal, and we have Cedarville that's very, very conservative, and kind of everything in between. So to have one zoning authority, and also we have more municipal and also very much rural. So it's quite a diverse group to plan zoning for and housing. So it's something that really would need to be looked at. All right. Next topic's uniforms for, I know we've talked about how we like Justin's shirt
Oh.
for the trustees for Sugar Creek Township. If we could get logo.
Uniforms?
Well, matching
Unis.
shirts. Okay.
How about
Polo shirts.
township sportswear or
Sportswear,
clothing?
okay,
Yeah.
and perhaps even like
Uniforms.
name tags. I don't know, so we have, there's 2 new Beaver Creek Township trustees, and they're all over their logo wear and everything, and they look very sharp and professional.
Yeah, we're
and Bellbrook
talking
does
with
a great
the
job.
printing company that we use can set up a township clothing online store for the employees and the public to be able to buy, order sportswear, dress clothing, whatever. So we're talking with them to get that set up.
Okay, all right.
Is Justin going to be our representative?
No. We're not wearing green.
Yeah, I
Yellow,
noticed
whatever
Beaver
that is.
Creek Township had really nice, like, vests that had their logo on
We
it.
do, and their name badges, like, it's very sharp,
Yeah.
so we'd like to come up with our own branding, as it were. And back to the Greene County Township Association meeting, so Xenia Township was the host of the last one, and it was held at a organization called Blooms, and if you haven't been there, it's across from the Greene County Fairgrounds, but it's for developmentally delayed individuals, and they have quite the program. So they have 11 buses that bring in folks for their programs every day, and they take field trips and go places. They have cooking classes. They do a lot of really neat stuff. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention if anyone's interested in learning more. And as Fred mentioned, the April Greene County Township Association, besides having Representative Thomas there talking about the property tax initiatives, will also have Representative Lampton, Dean, and Senator Kaler will also be there hosting that event. So we are expecting that to be a very good meeting.
We are going to have an update on where we are on the dispatch system at that meeting, too.
Oh, good.
Okay. And then we'll also follow up about Stephanie Golf and Tim Dawson, getting them both scheduled. All right, that's all I've got. All right, next we will move to public comments, limited to 5 minutes per person, agenda-related business only. Would anyone like to come up? Sure. Would you mind coming to the podium?
I don't know if this fits in this part of the thing, but since we started talking about cemetery, can I address the
Sure.
It's entirely up to the
Okay,
chair.
why don't we have you come up to the podium, and we'll go ahead and do that now. That was on the agenda.
Was an
It's already
agenda
green,
item.
so we're good, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I did attend.
What's your
Oh, name and address.
Sorry, I'm Jan Tavalera. I live at 907 McBee Road. And I did attend the hearing with the developer and the probate judge at the Greene County Courthouse. Thank you for the chair. Barry gave me the last chair in a standing room only crowd. So I was disappointed when I saw the pictures of the excavation on Saturday. Somebody had posted it on Facebook. And it's futile to tell you that there were 100 comments of people who were really, just really disappointed. And the whole idea of moving the graves was just abhorrent. And at the court hearing, the judge said at one point to the room, so nobody's against this? And apparently my face gave me away, and he said, would you like to speak? And I did speak, not planned and, not prepared, but at one point I mentioned with graves 200 years old, to go in there with a backhoe and dig up the earth, you're not going to find a pine box. And the judge said, well, there's no telling that they even used coffins. And then I believe, I haven't heard the recording, I requested the recording, and I'm still waiting for it to be emailed to me from the court. But I believe it was the judge who said, they're not going to go in there with a backhoe. It's done very carefully, it's done, precisely with special people. Well, the picture on the Facebook page had a backhoe. So I don't believe it was done carefully. I don't believe it was done, on Saturday to avoid people being able to see it from the school. I know this is just an issue that's going to be pushed under the rug, and that's fine, and it's in the past, but I just wanted to express my disappointment because I'm the only one here, I think, to speak for the hundreds of people on Facebook that have very strong opinions. But the other thing was the new development. Back in December, when the developer was here presenting and wanting the trustees to rezone it to allow for more houses than it was currently zoned for, he had a list of things to convince you that it was in the best interest of the development and the aesthetics of the community, that they would do a number of things to guarantee the quality and the look of the homes, that they wouldn't be cheap. If you didn't rezone it, I don't know, he mentioned things like siding and wraps, and one of the things he mentioned was, I don't know why I'm so nervous. One of the things he mentioned was there wouldn't be front-facing garages. Now, I tried to do my homework, and I contacted the developer, or tried to, and I ended up just being put on a VIP list, so now I'm getting emails saying, it's time to order your house. So she couldn't answer my questions because things hadn't planned, but now they have a gallery of pictures when they're trying to get customers to come purchase a house there. And the pictures include homes with front-facing garages. Now, I just happen to remember that was one of the things the developer said, we'll make sure, that we don't have front-facing garages. Some people prefer that, some people think it improves the look of the development, but in the gallery, there's front-facing garages. So my question, and I don't know why I'm nervous, my question is do you have a document or?
100%, yes, ma'am.
Do you guys oversee what the developer
Absolutely.
told you? Because what I have found,
100%.
I'm not
So-
happy with the developer.
Yeah, so the tract home builders, MI and Fisher, I believe, are the two builders that are going to be in that neighborhood. They have standard elevations, right?
Stock images.
Stock images.
Okay.
So when a house comes in to me, it will have a site plan and it will have construction drawings for the house. It will tell me what the house is built out of, the siding material, how much brick, where's the brick, and it will show me what type of garage. It will show me the setbacks of the house. So all of the list of conditions, and I can't remember how many we had with that
Yeah.
development, like 23, 24, 25, there were a bunch. I go through with every house and I check to make sure that all of the conditions are being met. Usually I'll create a cheat sheet, so feed wire farm, no front entry garages, brick wrap, whatever those
Yeah,
conditions were
yeah.
for that development, we'll have a standard that we check when we approve the houses. So I
Okay.
can assure you that all of those conditions that are required will be met, and that's checked on a house-by-house basis.
Okay, excellent.
They'll either be right or they won't be approved.
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
One point, the
Feel better?
developer.
Feel better?
Yeah, I do. But the developer in the courtroom said to the judge, these people in these communities, they just don't want any, I don't remember what he said, but I really took offense to it because he didn't address the fact that we're digging up pioneers, old, century-olds graves. He said they just don't want any development. They don't want any growth, which isn't true. We just want control growth, and we just wanted this cemetery to be honored, built around, whether it was a roundabout or a bridge over or whatever. But I don't know. I just wanted to say for myself, it's not about not wanting development. It was about honoring these graves. And I don't think taking a backhoe to them and filling some boxes with dirt honored them. So that's my 2 cents.
Jan, while you're there, congratulations on being on the VIP list, finally.
Try to get off of it.
We appreciate your
Jan, I just want to tell you, I appreciate all of your comments and all your efforts that you've put in. I know the 2 relatives that are still living, that are connected to this cemetery, and have been in contact with them pretty much from the very beginning, when this was started. So at that point, I had to start respecting how they felt. They didn't want it moved, but they wanted it done with integrity. And they were afraid if they just didn't have it done now, and it happened in 10 or 15 years when, feed wire widens or whatever, at that time, maybe one of them wouldn't be here to speak on behalf of their relatives. So I respected their decision with that, you know what I mean, moving forward. So, but I do appreciate your just passion about the community, because that really was a staple. I mean, and Barry grew up here too. That's something that, I don't remember life without that. And if you're from here, that was a staple of our community, so it is very sad. But in the same sense, the relative that has been involved, were you at the first meeting back, in 2023, when the developer was here and spoke and said they were going to save it and all the things? Yeah, I mean, the relative was involved clear from that meeting moving forward, you know? So at some point,
There was a relative in the courthouse sitting next to me.
yes.
That was
there-
Mark.
That's Mark.
Yeah, Mark and Dave Seifer were the two, and I went to high school with both of them, and they grew up here too. I mean, but it wasn't an easy, none of it's been easy.
My beef is mostly with the developer because he did kind of just poo-poo it and act like.
I agree.
Well, the community doesn't want to drive by it, it's going to be right on the roadside. And I'm thinking, we've all driven by it our entire time here in the
Yeah.
community. It's been here much longer than any.
And he also told the judge that he's been very transparent, and I was like, no, you haven't been, but
I will
but I
tell you.
appreciate you.
Fred and I were talking yesterday. I did grow up here and left when I was 18, and I think it's because I was focused on other things at that time, but I don't remember it as a kid growing up, driving by. I just don't. It wasn't
You lived in
until-
a different part of the town, you
I
didn't have
did.
to go that way.
Yeah, we didn't go that way often, because that was way the heck out there.
Yeah, it was country.
Barry, the questions that we had was, why was not the expense put forth to block?
John, if you want to address
to the
this, you need to come to the podium.
I'm good here. Why was the?
John, if you want to address, you need to come to the podium. Thank you.
The questions,
State your
I'm John
name,
Stafford
state
with the
your
Greene
name
County
and your
Sentinel News. The hundreds of messages that we received was, why did the township not spend the money and put up barriers so that the morbid looky-loos would not be taking pictures, just in case there were bones or there were remains? Why was something not put up like a typical crime scene so that these pictures would not be all over the internet? Because they were upset about that. Not as upset that it was being moved, but the manner in which it was moved, and also about the backhoe situation, because that was not what was promised. Most people thought there were going to be forensic people out there with paintbrushes, moving the dirt, looking for the bones, and none of that happened. There was a backhoe, it was picked up, it was moved, and then the grotesque and morbid pictures of the cemetery is all over the internet, and they were not happy about that.
So to answer your question, John, that this was not a township function, so the township wasn't involved in the moving of the graves at all yesterday, or Saturday. The court approved it per their plan that they had submitted, which met the ORC standards, the rules of what they had to abide by. And I can't speak to anything further on that. That's entirely between the developer and the company that they contracted.
All right, anyone else for agenda-related business?
Donna Hellman, 3981 Windy Bluff Court. One thing that Jan brought up about the developer coming in, and I obviously missed that meeting, which is unusual. But what, any of his changes, did they approve, did you guys approve any of those, or were they just taken under consideration?
Don't know what your question is, Donna.
Please?
What's
your question?
I'm
So you're talking about
missing
like the brick
question.
wrap and the...
Yeah, where the
They're all
brick wrap or
included.
the...
They were all included in the...
They were all
in the-
included
They're all
in the
included.
resolution.
In the final development plan
They
approval.
what?
They were all included in the final development plan approval.
Right, but I thought from what Jan was saying that...
No, she's concerned because the pictures that they're showing online...
Oh, yeah, the pictures, well...
Don't show with front entry garages, and they
I was
promised
already
side entry
concerned when they
garages.
were showing that the development was at Clio and Feedwire.
And maybe by the time they're selling those lots actively, really going at it, they update those stock images. But I think, as Kara said, right now, it's just stock images
Right,
for those floor
right.
plans is what they're showing.
Okay, all right. And as far as the graves, being on zoning, when we reviewed it in that, the intent and we agreed as a group to present to the trustees was that it was going to have a fence, and that was it. It was not going to be moved. That happened long after you guys approved it.
After
when the
preliminary.
county engineer decided. She approved it and then came back and then said, well, wait a minute, I got to consider a right-of-way, and yanked it.
Yeah, so, one of the, again, they didn't find any artifacts, any remnants of graves at that site on Saturday. Those headstones may have been moved at some point. Being on an active farm, they could have been moved at some point. They may have moved them when they built Feedwire Road way, way back. We don't know. But they didn't find anything.
Yeah. I mean, we moved out here in '89, and I know it was in the early 1990s that they closed Feedwire down for the summer, and they did some adjustment that because of Eden Meadows and East of Eden and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it could very well have been. But the point is that all of that decision to move the graves was after everything had been approved, it was moving forward, and then the county engineer said, no, wait a minute, I got to think. And, you know, it's true. I mean, as far as you got to think ahead 30 years, and yeah, probably it needs to be widened or something, but, yeah, it was not anything that the township or the zoning board did. So.
And that's the standard procedure whenever we're looking at a development
Yeah.
plan like that. As you know, like, we've got to have the fire evacuation plan, we've got to meet the county engineering requirements, there's just things that have to happen.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Donna. All right, and Denise?
Denise Moore, Napa Valley Drive. Mine is related to roads. This morning, I was driving on Centerville at Waynesville Road. On the northeast corner of that intersection is a dead tree, and it's split, I guess, because of the windstorm. And so half of it's laying in the on the property. I'm worried the other half could easily fall over and topple on top of a car. It's right there at that intersection. So I don't know,
I was paying attention to something else. Where's it at?
Centerville in Waynesville.
Northeast corner.
Northeast corner.
Justin's all
Justin will
over
get
it.
with his
Yeah.
comrades at the county.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
their-
I
that's
just
their
worry
roads.
that it could topple over on somebody's car. And then I have a question about the road. Of course, I'm still upset about coming in Center Point off of Wilmington on the Universal Bank side. That is getting destroyed. It's really, really bad. I know it's not ours, but is there some way to pressure them to do something with that? I mean, it's getting destroyed pretty badly. And if a car happened to go into that area, they would cause some significant damage to their car, because it's like a big gully now there. So then my other question is, who takes care of the roads that are on the transporting cars from like Kroger down to the bank?
Like the middle part?
Property
Yeah.
owners.
The property owners.
Okay, that road is terrible.
Yeah.
And the road going into Arby's, going into Starbucks, that's horrible. So I don't know if that's something that we should,
That's all Wilmington Pike, correct?
No.
No, it's the
parallel.
access.
The access road
Parallel.
behind Arby's.
Really bad.
The little.
yeah, it's really bad. And it's, the road that goes in front of the bank down to Kroger is getting bad. So I don't know if.
We can contact the owners.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
To Denise, who cleaned, I mean, this just made me think, I was through there the other day by Kroger and all of that, you know, where the drains are for the overflow and different things, they are so dirty with trash. Is that Centerville, or who cleans that, or is it property owner related?
That
I'm not
would be
sure.
us.
Are you
Is
talking
she
about like
the-
along the detention
Yeah,
areas?
yeah.
Yeah, that would be the property owner's responsibility, so we can get with them.
Isn't she talking the main section, which would be us? Are you talking the detention pond with the
Where?
dam?
Yes, just all of those. I mean, there's one between like Duncan and Kroger.
Kroger's responsibility.
Yeah, and then there's one where you're talking, they're all very just dirty.
I'll send maybe a general reminder, spring cleaning for businesses,
Yeah, it's
kind of,
very full of
please.
trash.
Yeah, we can do that. got it.
All right, any more agenda-related topics for now? Okay. For old business, we said the city of Bellbrook, Sugar Creek Parks and Schools, and township meeting is now going to be on June 1st. So thanks for getting that, talking to them, and now we can get that on our agenda.
Well, he's going to send out the invite, so hopefully we get it soon. Yeah.
All right.
Got what he needed posted,
Did he already?
I'm sure.
Consent agenda items, so we have the payment of bills, minutes, permanent appropriations, retirement of Joanne Zimmerman, authorizing township administrator to act as the signatory for our new medic, and authorizing the township administrator to act as the signatory for our school resource officer program, appointment of zoning appeals member alternates. I think we want to pull that one separate.
Let's pull
Or are you
out
gonna?
the- Yeah, let's do that one
We're going to
separate.
make an introduction? Okay, so let's do that separately, and then proclaiming March 20th, so
Yep.
it is a
It says
correction from
19th.
there.
It's because I didn't
It's been
update the
corrected.
agenda.
To
But
the
it is
right
March
state
20th.
date in Sugar Creek Township. So I'll make a motion that we accept A through F and H as consent agenda items.
I second that.
Or did you have something else you wanted to talk
No,
about?
I was remembering how to do this job. Mrs. DeStefani.
Yes.
Mr. Kramer
Yes.
and Ms. Puderbaugh.
See why I like to use Martin?
Yes, I do.
The love of God.
I can't believe somebody can't pronounce somebody's last name.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's beyond me.
Thank God you were never a school teacher. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so motion carries.
Don't you agree, Chief Bremen Bredger?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go on to the appointment of Board of Zoning Appeals alternate member, Carl Puckett, and I'll move over to Kara, and you can do what you'd
Yeah,
like
go
to
ahead,
say
yeah.
here. So-
Mr. Puckett lives in the landings of Sugar Creek, and he has expressed a desire to serve in a more community-focused role. We have an alternate position on the BZA. Barry and I met with him on Friday, and we think that he would make a good addition to the BZA, and we would recommend his appointment. He's here today, if you'd like to meet him.
Yeah, would you like to come up and say something? All right.
Now, you were one of the first houses in the neighborhood, were you not?
We were, yeah, we were the third house overall in that neighborhood.
On the wine side or?
On both sides.
The wine side.
Yeah,
He's on the
yeah.
wine side, though.
Okay, could you start with your name and address? Just
Carl Puckett, 3567 Cypress Point Drive.
Perfect, okay, and now you can ask him questions.
We don't have any questions.
Okay, well, why don't you, could you tell us a little bit why you're interested in the position and how you came to talk to them and all that?
Sure, yeah. I've always been interested in, supporting my community in however I can. And recently, there's been some changes in our lives at home, so it's freed up a lot of time. Prior to, most of my spare time was taken up caring for my oldest child, who was severely handicapped, and also coaching my youngest child through different sports. And so some time's freed up and some changes in our household. I've always been interested in finding ways to give back. My wife and I do a great job of that, I think, and we want to continue those efforts, and this was one opportunity I felt like is a good way for me to do so, plus getting involved in my community and looking to, continue to improve the community as a whole for years to come. So,
Welcome.
thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Well,
Should I make a motion?
I start off on the BZA, I was on there for 12 years, and you get a flavor for what goes on in the community. Otherwise, somebody says, you're kind of on the outside looking in. For the first time, I got a flavor for what was going on. I think it's admirable, and I think you got all the right intentions. And it could lead to other things. You just never know. But I'm excited, and I think you're going to make a fine candidate, and I'm willing to, or looking forward to having you on the team.
Thanks, Fred, I appreciate it. Yeah, I look for opportunities as I kind of get my arms around on the service aspect of it and the community focus, and who knows where it'll go.
Never know.
And I understand it was a highly competitive selection process
Large
this time.
field, yeah, right.
So with that, I will make a motion, thank you, Carl. I will make a motion that we appoint Board of Zoning Appeals alternate member Carl Puckett to our BZA board.
By the way, Carl, that is a 5-year appointment.
Good point.
I second that.
Any discussion? Nope. Mrs. DeStefani?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
And Ms. Puderbaugh?
Yes.
All right, motion carried.
Motion carried. Congratulations.
Welcome.
Yeah, I love your badge.
Thank you. All right, are there any other discussion agenda items?
I do have one item additional, I think. So we received an email request from Gwen Price. Gwen is with Thomas Grushon Insurance Company, and she is on the Education Foundation Board. She also works on the Sugar Maple group for their festival. So Gwen has requested a $500 sponsorship for the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Education Foundation. This sponsorship, the Education Foundation supports a lot of programs and extracurricular activities within our school district. This would place our name on the back of all the shirts and staff during their upcoming Wizards basketball event on April 29th. I think all of you were at the Chamber of Commerce
They
meeting
did
last week.
mention it there, yes.
So there is a group out of New York called the Wizards, Harlem Wizards. That is the female version of the Harlem Globetrotters, and they're having an event where the Wizards are coming to town to raise funds and play the school district staff, which should be very entertaining. I understand the superintendent is going to play in the game, and I think that's going to be worth going to watch right there. So she's asking for that, and she also would like to know if the township would sponsor a basket for the Sugar Maple Festival weekend. That supports the Bellbrook Sugar Creek Community Support Center. Now, before you decide, I will tell you a quick story that came to light, I believe it was on Saturday. So earlier, Casey was here from Choice One Engineering. Casey attended the conference this year as a sponsor and a vendor, and joined us at our table during casino night, and she ended up winning 3 prizes. And one of the prizes was a box with 3 serving dishes and a platter of Fiesta-ware. And over the weekend for the, I guess it was for the basketball events, she decided she was going to put that out and use it, and put chips in it and dips and things like that. So she opened the box, and there was just a dinnerware bowl in there, and a bowl from some kind of a Christmas decoration bowl. It was not the product.
It was the wrong bowl.
That was in the-
Somebody had just put these bowls in that box and donated it as a gift, which I thought was hilarious.
Without regifting.
Yeah. I guess it was probably intended for goodwill and ended up as a gift. So anyhow, that's what she's requested and for the board's consideration.
Oh, you know what, as I'm signing these, I just noticed we missed something. In the consent agenda items, we did not have the promotion of roads and services supervisor,
You're correct.
Josh Darnell, so we need to make a separate.
We'll do a separate.
I will make a motion, I don't know, do you want me to actually read it then, since it's in the packets, or? Okay, we'll have Fred read the resolution.
Let's finish, can we finish the
Yes,
topic
let's
we're on
finish.
first?
Sure,
Yes,
sorry.
I'm sorry. Thank you. So what's
So,
your
yes,
pleasure?
they gave a very nice presentation about supporting this at the chamber meeting as well, and I think that is excellent community sponsorship to support the is it school board?
It's
The
Education Foundation.
The Education Foundation.
These are the folks that they appoint the Hall of Fame members and do other programs.
They sponsor the drones that go, our
Yes.
drone team.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, they buy.
Teacher grants too, I think, right?
Yeah, they buy things for classrooms, for maybe special ed classrooms, like sensory things that are very expensive, so. And they kind of drifted away for a little bit, but I feel like they're starting to pull back together,
Correct.
so, yeah.
Well, I'd make a motion that we support them at the $500 level being requested.
I second that motion.
Do you want to include the gift basket too?
So why did you bring that story up, though, about the gift basket?
I just thought it was hilarious. I thought maybe if anybody had a couple bowls they want to get rid
It had
of.
nothing to do with what we're talking
It
about.
didn't. I just thought it was
Nothing
funny.
whatsoever.
Well, but
The
they're
point is you can-
asking for a gift
You
basket
can donate
also.
whatever you want, is the point of the story.
Gotcha. Would Sarah be in charge of our gift basket?
Yeah, she would for
Yeah.
sure be in charge of it, 100%.
I think the thing to do would be maybe
dollar amount.
get with our printing company that we use and see about having some logoed items, township logoed items in the basket.
But not uniforms.
No,
No.
I like that. It's promoting our logo.
Like
Maybe with the-
Yeti-type things with
Yeah.
sugar cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just need a motion for that. Do you want to include that? And if so, to what dollar amount?
Why don't you include that in your
Yeah,
motion?
well, I will, but to what
Up
dollar?
to-
I think 100 at least.
Okay. To include
So
the
you're
gift
going
basket.
to amend your
I'm
resolution.
amending the resolution to
Your-
include
your
the
mo-
gift basket.
Your motion, I'm sorry.
I include my motion to include the gift basket up to $100 value, to include township logoed items, perhaps
Yep.
maple syrup or something,
Okay.
community
With the
related.
Yetis.
So we have a amended
An
motion.
amended motion.
We have an amended second.
I second that.
Okay.
Mrs. DeStefani?
Yes.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
And Ms.
Hutterball.
Yes.
Puderbaugh, I don't know, I haven't learned it for sure yet.
Yes.
I'm going to work on that. Thank you.
All right, and now we have a new resolution that was not included with consent agenda items.
Pewter.
Sugar Creek Township Resolution 2026.03.16.06, the promotion of road and service supervisor Josh Darnell. Whereas the continuing need exists to maintain proper staffing within the Sugar Creek Township Roads and Service Department, whereas the vacancy exists with the classification of supervisor of roads and services, whereas the Service Worker 3, Josh Darnell, was appointed full-time service worker on August 2nd, 2021, and whereas Josh Darnell has shown himself to be a dedicated employee, and whereas Josh Darnell meets all the requirements for the promotion and accepts full responsibility for the position. Now, therefore, be it resolved, full-time service worker 3, Josh Darnell, shall be promoted to full-time supervisor of the Roads and Service Department effective March 16th at the rate of $34.16 per hour, payable on bi-weekly basis and subject to 1-year probationary period ending March 16, 2027.
All right, so you're making that motion?
I'm making that motion.
I second it.
Mr. Kramer?
Yes.
Mrs. DeStefani?
Yes.
And Ms. Puderbaugh?
Yes.
Just going to do
Motion
every
carried.
kind of name.
All right, are there any
Just call me
further-
Mrs. P.
That's what I'm doing from here on
That's
out.
what kids used to say.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Any other discussion agenda items? All right, with that, we'll move to public comments, limited to 5 minutes per person, township-related business only.
Jim McGinley, and I'm on North Point Court, and I have a 250-year celebration awareness for everybody here. And I think we would all agree that we all don't agree on everything. And that was true with the founding of this nation, and also in establishing and protecting our rights and freedoms and liberties. So I'd like to inform everyone that a soon-to-be-released movie honoring and celebrating our nation's founding is going to be out there. I'm going to read a review on it. This was set during the period preceding the American Revolution. The film explores how two men, George Whitefield, a prominent preacher, and Ben Franklin, the printer, writer, and future founding father, despite theological differences, developed a relationship marked by debate, mutual respect, and collaboration. So Joshua Enoch, the president and chief story officer of Sight and Sound Theaters that produced this, said in a statement announcing the trailer's release, "As we approach America's 250th anniversary, we're honored to share this inspiring and true story of an unlikely friendship between Whitefield and Franklin during a period of colonial instability, and of friendship, faith, and courage. It's a timely reminder that the soul of a nation is shaped not just by laws, but by the convictions of its people." So anyhow, the movie is opening April 3rd at the Regal Fairfield. It's called A Great Awakening. The official trailer is out there. If you go to agreatawakening.com, there's a 2-minute trailer on that one, so you can kind of get a perspective of what's all in there. But knowing Sight and Sound Productions from other things they've done, this would be a first class. So would like to encourage everybody to do that, and I would especially offer to our elected officials that if you have the time, I think this would be a good one for you to partake.
Thank you, Jim. What theater did you say again?
This is the Fairfield Regal.
Fairfield Regal.
It's opening at 8 on
Gotcha.
April
April
3rd.
3rd.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fairfield Regal.
Fairfield Commons.
Gotcha, Fairfield.
Fairfield Commons, yeah.
Perfect, okay. All right, thank you, Jim. And
Okay.
that actually reminds me, Kara, so I know we applied for the grant for the
Yeah.
America 250th. I understand they had more applications than...
I have not heard about ours.
So, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so I guess we don't know yet, but...
Nope, not yet.
All right, we should find out soon if we
The
got,
Sugar
if
Creek
we received our
Sugar
grant.
Festival is coming up soon.
It is coming up, yes, sir.
In April, we're aware of that.
All right.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay,
Jim.
thank you.
Very informative.
All right, Donna.
Donna Hellman, Windy Bluff Court. I'm back again. Couple questions. On the memorial, where does the granite stand?
In front of the flags.
The ones that go in front of the flags.
They're coming on, the ones that are coming on the slow boat from
I'm
China.
Guessing probably May or June is when
But
it'll
it's
be in.
not China. We actually specifically did not want Chinese.
Oh, okay, okay.
Be clear.
To be clear.
So, okay, so that'll be coming in, and that should be about the same time the lights come back, and
Hopefully.
and then do you already have the things to put on the granite
Not
for
so
each of the
fast.
various?
It's engraved in the granite.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
engraved?
Well, I'm
Okay.
sorry, those come on the granite. The plaques come on the granite, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So they're
all right.
like etched into it, yes.
They're etched in,
They're raised
okay,
up.
that's
Oh,
good.
They're
that's
raised,
right,
they're
we did,
metal.
that's right, we did the raised up, that's, we
Yeah, so-
talked about it, Jean, yes,
Okay,
okay,
all
that
right.
is true.
I was just curious because, we've talked about other things with the lights and that, and nothing on the update on the granite. The buffer between the memorial and the pickleball, you were talking about putting something in between there,
Bushes.
arborvitae or something like that?
Where?
The
the pickleball?
Between the
Pickleball and...
Yeah, so there's some dirt that's mounted there now.
Uh-huh.
Once, it's very wet, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
right now, so we can't get in there and do anything with it. We've got to wait until they get the surface painted and the fence up, and then the mounding will be put in after that, and the trees come.
And then so there will be a buffer, okay. Another thing, I was at the last meeting, and I wanted to go back and listen to some stuff, and so I went to the YouTube video site, and I tried to bring up the March 6th meeting, and what came back had a scam alert on it.
What kind of sites are you going to?
Your site.
I'm kidding.
I went to the township, I clicked on it, and it comes up, and it says scam alert.
I wonder if there's something embedded in the YouTube channel. It's
We
weird.
can have tech advisors look at it.
I get it too.
You get, oh, that's a problem.
You just have
Did you
to-
go on into it?
Yeah, because you know it's safe.
It's probably
Yeah.
your Microsoft Defender.
It's
that's-
asking you if you think that this is a safe site to visit, your own, computer system, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I was a little concerned
You
about
just have to say yes.
I would understand.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So that answers that.
Maybe we
But
can
if
put
it is a scam, we're not responsible.
maybe we can put a disclaimer that some internet, some search
I look at the
engines
camera as I say
may
that?
bring up that message.
Or it
just a
depends on
disclaimer.
what
Yeah, 'cause-
antivirus you have on your computer. It might
Not
Well, I
detect.
Microsoft
do,
Defender.
you know,
Yeah.
why do I want another headache if somehow the thing gets through? Because
Yeah.
I've got enough
You got
stuff going on with that
interrupted.
blasted new
I agree.
computer. But anyway, I was a little hesitant to click on it, unlike Denise. I should have called you, thank God for it. Okay, so then I
Well,
can...
thank you for making us aware that that's good.
Yeah, I mean, anything I see something like that, I back away from it just
And it
because,
scares me too.
yeah.
Don't blame
Did
you.
you hand
Okay,
that?
good. That's all I had.
All right. Anyone else? Okay, well, I'd like to thank all of you for being here for our first daytime trustee meeting. So this is kind of exciting here. And we are going to go into executive session, so I'll make that announcement. But are there any other trustee staff discussions before we do that? Okay. Well, with that, I will make a motion that we go into executive session under ORC 121.22G4, preparing for negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees.
I second that.
Oh, sorry. I'm texting Sarah all the things she needs to do. Mrs. DeStefani.
Yes.
Mr. Kramer.
Yes.
And Mrs. P, Miss P.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, and we're not anticipating any follow-up actions if you don't want to stay, but we will come back out to adjourn. All right, thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, did Joe